Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to episode 3 of the Honda Hornet Scrambler build. So in this video we're going to visit a breaker's yard and get some bits and pieces for the bike and just line them up, see if I can get some ideas. Now I've got to be honest with you guys, this segment of the video, we're going to be going across to the breaker's yard in a minute. This segment of the video was filmed today, so the video is going out on Thursday and it is Thursday today. Now I haven't got anything done on the bike this week. Like some projects, if you're just not feeling great, you won't get anything done. Now, I won't bore you with my medical history, but I had to go and have a tooth extraction, which went a bit wrong. It's floored me for 4 or 5 days. I'm on loads of antibiotics, so I've got nothing done on the bike this week. But luckily, this week we was going down to the breaker's yard, which I did film last week, so we can roll that footage, and then when we come back from the breaker's yard, we'll see what we got and line some bits up, and I'll try and make some sort of video this week out of the little bit of footage I got. So we're down at a breaker's. This is Southern Superbike Spares down in Surrey. It's run by a friend of mine and he's got loads of bikes in stock. I don't know what he's got, but he's given me free reign of the place. We're just going to go and have a look around, see if there's any spares we can get for the Hornet. So let's go inside, see what he's got and see what we can take back. So there's an array of bikes here. There's loads of parts available from all different bikes. We've got the CB over there, we've got a Triumph, there's 125's got the old Yamaha here, another Triumph, got a Ninja, and this is just part of his business. There's a big yard unit over there with more stuff in it. So if you need parts for your project, you're doing something like me, it's a great place to have a look at. And he's got an eBay shop, so I'll link that down in the description for you to go over and have a look. But he's got lots and lots and lots, thousands of parts, so it may be of use to you. Now, like Ian said, he hasn't got a Hornet in stock, one of my year, but there's parts I do need that I can probably take off this. I think I'm going to drag this one out and see what bits I can take off it for mine. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to fit the Hornet yet. Ian's going to allow me to take this home and line it up and see if it works. Now I know this one isn't seized because it was tested on this bike previous, so hopefully that'll go on and that's going to be one more job ticked off the list. So I'm after some forks for my bike and I'm toying with the idea of raising it up and jacking it higher than it already is. So I'm not sure what Ian's going to have for me down here, but he's got this pair of forks here. I don't know what that's off. Looks like an old trial bike of some description. It's got like an army green on there, but I'm not sure that's going to go on the Hornet somehow. That's off, I don't know what that's off, but it looks pretty old. We've got other forks up here. Drop them again. It's finding something that's going to be the right length. I think the option for me really is just to buy a complete front end. I think buying forks and trying to fit them into my headstock is not going to be the right thing to do. So I'm looking for a complete front end and rear ends. What's this off? That looks to me like that's off an old R1. But again, I don't need the rear swinging arm, it's the shock I need to raise the back up. So that's a no-go for me. I've got to change the rear shock. So I've got a choice of about 40 shocks here. So I need to find something that's going to be longer than the one I've got. And I say, if it doesn't quite fit, that's not too much of a worry because I can have some shims made up to get that onto the Hornet. So I'm going to go back this afternoon, have a look at the mounting and see what's going to be compatible, because I think getting a rear shock that's longer than the one I've got from somewhere off the shelf isn't going to be that much of a problem. I've just found some tanks. Now, as you know, I'm after a tank for my bike. There's one up on the shelf. Well, there's two here that catching my eye, really. I've got this one here, and that is some sort of old trail bike tank. But that's pretty much what I'm after. That's going to suit the Scrambler crosser look quite well. It's quite short, so whether it look daft on the Hornet, I'm not sure. I'm going to take this one home and just line it up on the bike and see what that looks like. So we'll put that down there. And then there's this one on the shelf here, which is more of an old classic tank. Again, it's got quite a big tube down the middle. But that's more of a flat bottom classic tank. Again, a contender for the Hornet for that Scrambler look. So I think I'm going to take both of these home and just line them up and see what they look like. And if I don't want them, I'll just bring them back. Now I'm over at the back of the yard in the scrap yard part, the scrap pile. Because I'm fabricating the rear end, there may be something in here that I can use to make the rear subframe, or it's just some steel to use for the project. So let's have a quick look around here and see what's they've got. And just straight away, I've seen this frame here. I don't know what it's off. It's off something that looked like it had caught fire by the looks of it, but that there is the potential for the rear subframe, the back end of it. If you look at the top of the frame here, it's got a radius, which is kind of what I'm looking for, really. With a little flick on the back, I can cut all these brackets off. Use that part of the frame for the rear end. So that's, I'm going to keep that aside. That's actually quite interesting, because I've got the problem where I've got to make the rear subframe from absolute scratch, and I need to make a bend for the back so the new Scrambler seat will go on. So that could save me a lot of work. So I'm going to keep that out. What else have we got in here? Big tub of metal. Again, there's things like handlebars, you know, whether they're straight or not, I don't know. I'm going to need to put a pair of crosser bars on the bike, but I'm assuming, I mean, I can see they're in the scrap pile for a reason. They're pretty bent, so no good to me. Just found a CB600 laying in the back with some damage to the side, but what's quite interesting, it's got a front end that's completely intact and not bent. And I got a feeling these forks are longer than the Hornet forks. So I'm going to measure these, again, take it back this afternoon. And if the CB500 here forks are going to work with the yokes that are on there, I may use those to jack that front end up. So that's quite exciting. Take some measurements and we'll come back down in a couple of days. So let's just go over some of the bits I managed to pick up at the yard. Obviously, I've got those two tanks. Whether they're going to be any good, I'm a bit sceptical. But they're on the shelf, so it was great to bring them back and give them a try. But what I also got, which Ian gave me on the way out, and it's given me food for thought, really, is for the front headlight, it's giving me like a motocross cowling. And the same for the rear. So it's got like a little stumpy rear end where I can have a light in there, just a really small light with like a number plate out the back, you know? So maybe, I don't know yet until next week, I'm going to take all that headlight off, because obviously it's not going to be very custom with the existing headlight on there. So I'm going to get all that off next week when I take the rear end off. And I'm going to line that up, because actually I think that looks pretty cool on the front. And the same with the back end. That could go, I don't know, it's going to be raised up there somewhere. I don't know. Like I said with this project in the previous video, I'm going to make this up as I go along. We're going for the Scrambler look, but whether we go for the Scrambler sort of grass tracker look, you know, where you have the big plate on the side with the number on it, you know, all that, I don't know. So until I get this back end cut off and that headlight off and line these up properly, I don't know if it's going to work, but I think that could be a real contender for a short, stumpy rear end, and then make a seat pan from scratch and then have it covered. And that could look really, really smart. Leave all that back wheel exposed. So, yeah, put those down there for a mow. And then obviously we've got the rear caliper, as you see from the video. Going to try that on. It looks as if it does fit. It does fit. So that's the original bracket from the CB600, which is a very similar bike to the Hornet. I know that is different, but the caliper itself does look exactly the same. The mounting holes, everything about it is the same. So I'm pretty sure that that's going to go on. So that's now my caliper sorted out. So pop that down there again for another day when I do that. And again, this tank here is something that caught my eye down there. It's like a motocross tank, you know. But I can't get it on there yet until I remove some of this pipe work, and I've got the lugs for the existing tank. They've got to come off. So I'm going to cut them off in the next video and get that tank fitted on there properly. Just to have a look. But personally, at this moment in time, I think it's too big. It's too tall. Shape isn't quite right. So put that one over there. And then, like you see in the video, I picked up that red tank, the Durella tank. So that's, again, I have tried this on. As soon as I got back, I tried to put this on. Channel down the middle, way too small. So, quite like the look of it. I quite like the shape, you know, the flat bottom. But it doesn't fit over the frame whatsoever. So, that's not a contender. But it's given me food for thought on the type of shape that I want. Whether I want to go for sort of a classic tank like that, or go for more of a dirt bike tank. I could cross a tank if I go for the flat tracker style bike. But yeah, like I say, I haven't done anything this week, and I'm not going to do anything now because I'm feeling too rotten. I'm full of antibiotics, so it's just going to be silly getting our power tools out on this and grinding lugs off when I'm not feeling great. So we'll save that for the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video and the little trip down to the breakers yard there. I did enjoy going down, and there'll be many more trips. Like that was it the CB500 front end? I've measured it against this, and they're about 70mm longer. So I'm going to do a bit of research, and if I can swap the yokes over and use that front fork setup in this, that's going to raise me up by about 70mm. If I could do the same with the rear shock, raise myself up by a similar amount to keep the bike level, that's the jacking up done. So quite excited. So I'm going to go down there next week when I'm feeling a bit better and take that front end off, bring it back here. Hopefully it'll be here in the next video, and we'll line it up and see if it works. But yeah, I apologise for not being able to get a huge amount done on the bike this week, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I'll try and get a video out next week with quite a bit of progress. We can cut all this rear end off, take all the headlight off, potentially take that front end off and line the new one up. But anyway, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, because I'm going to be doing these videos all over the winter. And yeah, I'm going to bed because I feel absolutely terrible. See you guys in the next one. Cheers.